We are in Derbyshire for Alfreton Town against Brackley Town. Gavin Cowan's men looking to continue their super form that they had over the Christmas period with a tricky test here against an Alfreton side that are pretty formidable on their own patch and pretty formidable at the best of times, to be honest. Joining me for commentary for this game on BBC Radio Oxford Online and on BBC Sounds is Tim Carroll. Tim, welcome and thanks for joining me. And it's going to be a tough evening for Brackley, but if they can continue the form that they showed just around the Christmas period they're in, they should be okay.
Yeah, look, we keep saying there are no easy games in this league, and Brackley have certainly got a really challenging set of games coming up, starting this evening here at Alfreton, away at Leaders Curzon on Saturday, followed up by a trip to Scunthorpe United next Tuesday. So never was a truer word spoken, but we're just about to get underway here. And you'll hear the referee's whistle. Brackley in yellow shirts and black shorts this evening. Alfreton in all red. And Brackley kicking from right to left. And as you say, Kieran, both these teams haven't played since New Year's Day and been chomping at the bit to get underway. And Johnny Maxted comes out. First touch for him. Launches the ball long. This pitch was a little bit in doubt still at this stage yesterday. I think a pitch inspection was lined up but was deemed not necessary this morning, but it's thawed out. I think the goal mouths were the concern, but it's certainly pretty sticky in places.
It's a pretty mild evening, Tim, as well, compared with what we have had. It's almost balmy, shall I dare to say, this evening.
So balmy Derbyshire as Alfie Bates in action on the right, just inside the Alfreton half. These players, as I say, have had an extended break. Talking with the interview with Morgan Roberts with Jerome earlier, as Monday evening Zoom meetings for Gavin Cowan and his players have become de rigueur and very useful to get everybody geared up for these midweek games. So ball launched forward up towards Roberts, and his touch picked up by a defender, deflected out, and it'll be the first goal kick of the evening. We are just 90 seconds into this game. It's a fairly sparse crowd around this arena, Impact Arena Stadium here in Alfreton. Certainly local officials feel that when Nottingham Forest are playing at home, that has an impact on their attendances, and tonight Forest have got a big one against league leaders Liverpool. So goal kick to be taken by David Robson. We were just commenting, he's come in for his first game, coming on loan from Rochdale, a Welsh under-21 keeper. So interesting to see his first appearance in an Alfreton shirt, and the ball then out of play for a Brackley throw just inside the Alfreton half. Long throw taken quickly, but allows Alfreton to win possession, and they give away possession. Neither team are quite able to settle here in these early stages, but good work done by Matt Lowe. Wins the ball for Brackley, and Morgan Roberts immediately finds Ricardo Calder on the left. Alfreton will be aware of the danger that he poses. So wing back always looking to get wide and get in those crosses, and it'll be first corner of the game. Ball comes off the corner flag, and from a Brackley point of view just ricochets the right side of the flag for an early corner.
And we're right next to the dugout, so we'll be able to hear exactly what Gavin Cowan thinks this evening. He's probably no more than 5 or 10 yards away from us, Tim, and he was very pleased with that really good effort there to win that first corner.
Well, most managers are vocal. Gavin Cowan certainly counts amongst them, and we will be hearing that as the corner comes in from Bates. Could see what he was trying to do, but it was slightly overhit, and it allows Alfreton an opportunity to break away. They're immediately up towards the edge of the Brackley penalty area, held up by Calder, but cross comes in again too deep, and that will allow Jake Griffin on loan from Stoke City. He's coming to the end of his month's loan. 18-year-old, great promise, certainly looks the part and has let nobody down in these 3 appearances for Gavin Cowan's side to date. Ball back with Maxted. So Brackley kicking right to left. Our commentary position here, just to the left of the centre circle. Pretty good view. And now Matt Lowe lays the ball back into the path of Bates. Looks to his left, to his right, then turns left. And then ball played up to the edge of the penalty area. Roberts gets a shot in, a little bit too high and rising, but full of confidence. Roberts advanced towards the edge of the penalty area. Defender wasn't going to get onto him and fired his shot in a yard or two too high.
Yeah, he was just a little bit off balance there, wasn't he? It was a good opportunity just outside the penalty area, but it was always rising. I think he just hit that just slightly off balance and just over the bar. But Brackley starting, dare I say, pretty positively. They've been on the front foot. Ricardo Calder down this left side is always dangerous, and Morgan Roberts there with that first real opening that I said just sailed a few inches over the bar.
Yeah, and Alfreton were going well, and then had those back-to-back defeats on Boxing Day and New Year's Day, whereas Brackley put in some really impressive performances against Leamington and Oxford City and picked up the 6 points. So they certainly come into this game full of confidence, as Tyler Little just finds Carline, and then Bates plays it into the channel. Defender will do well here to avoid conceding the corner. Does well, does the defender. Plays it out for a throw-in off Low. So it'll be a throw-in to Alfreton right on their corner flag. And we're mentioning just how tight this National League table is. Alfreton in 10th, Brackley in 5th. If Alfreton were to win this evening, they would jump above Brackley. And that's how tight it is. There's just 7 teams separated by 3 points. So some big other games elsewhere in National League North this evening. A lot can change as Captain Dean plays it forward and it just out of play for another Alfreton throw. It's deep in their own half, just a few yards in from that corner flag. They're struggling to get the ball out at the minute, Alfreton. And as Kieran mentioned, it's a lovely evening here, really. It feels positively balmy. It's dry, still, very little breeze. Perfect evening, really, for National League football. And Bates up high. And now lays it into Roberts. Here's a chance to shoot. Didn't get a lot of power behind the shot. Defender manages to block it, and Alfreton managed to clear upfield. And on loan defender Griffin just tidies up. But another bright moment there for Brackley as they broke another half chance for Roberts.
Yeah, it has. It's been a really, really good start. I think Gavin Cowan will be very pleased with what he's seen so far in these first 5 minutes or so, because they really are on the front foot and looking like a side that are full of confidence. Even though they haven't played since New Year's Day, they did have those 2 excellent performances and results over the Christmas and New Year period, and they're showing at the moment. But there is now a free kick to Alfreton in just inside the Brackley half.
Well, he's an imposing physical presence is Jake Day, all 6'2" of him, centre forward for Alfreton, and he goes down under a challenge there. It's a very central position, just 10 yards or so inside the Brackley half, but a first opportunity really for Alfreton to get the ball into that danger zone. Just Morgan Roberts left upfield on the halfway line for Brackley, and the ball played in, and Maxted comes out and punches, and it'll be a throw-in to Alfreton, but referee wants to check that the Brackley player, the defender, I think it's George Carline, who's just down. He was in the way of that punched clearance by Maxted.
And Tim,
okay.
We saw in the FA Cup, didn't we, at the weekend, Tom Tonks with his huge throws into the penalty area causing Tottenham all sorts of trouble. Well, I think you'll find that Adam Lund has got a monster throw on him as well, and we're going to see the first one of these. He
does indeed, and here it comes, and it's onto the edge of the 6-yard box. So Alfreton head that gets to it first, and then Dean, and the ball, referee says, has gone out for a corner. I think Maxted thought that he managed to retrieve that, but referee says no, not quite. So it'll be a first corner of the game to the home side. It'll come in from the right, and it'll be looking to see who it is who's taking that corner. But anyway, corner flag is just slightly out of our view here, just looking up the touchline.
It's Billy Whitehouse with the corner, I think, Tim.
Billy Whitehouse, we think, will take this corner, right-footed. The referee wants to speak to a couple of those players, the usual pushing and shoving and grappling that we've got used to seeing before set pieces and corners are played in. Here comes the corner from Whitehouse, and it's a good one, and the ball's in the back of the net. The corner was played in under the crossbar, and you have to say Maxted really didn't deal with it very well. I think it's going to go down as an own goal, Kieran.
Yeah, totally out of nowhere, wasn't it? The first corner from Alfreton right into the danger area, and as you say, I think unfortunately Maxted may well take the blame for that one. I think he's always spilt it into his own net. So for all Brackley's early running, Alfreton have an early lead. Alfreton 1, Brackley Town 0.
Yeah, I think that has to go down as an own goal. I don't think that Billy Whitehouse can claim that. And Maxted just got underneath it and sort of pushed it up into the roof of the net. So real blow there for Brackley. With 10 minutes on the clock, it's Alfreton Town 1, Brackley Town 0. Plenty of this game still to go. And as we said, Brackley made a really bright start to the game. The first corner of the game, and Alfreton have made it count and have got their noses in front here. Ball up into the centre circle. Tyler Little just allows that over his head and then uses Carline, but Carline, it's a poor touch, just concedes possession. And then Alfreton decide to go all the way back to Robson in goal, wearing that 37 on his back. And Day under that one, big, strong centre forward. That's his job, to hold up play, hold up that ball when he gets the ball played up to him. Unable to retain possession on that occasion, and it'll go all the way through to Maxted, who needs to just put that poor moment out of his mind and just focus on the game here. He's had a good season for Brackley, been really consistent and reliable, and well, every goalkeeper's allowed a mistake every now and again.
Yeah, I think so.
Unfortunately, when the goalie makes a mistake, it's can have significant consequences, as it has here for Brackley.
Absolutely, and it was uncharacteristic, I think is the best way to describe it, isn't it? Because as you say, he has been really safe pair of hands for Brackley this season. I remember, at Hartlepool in the FA Cup, he produced a couple of cracking saves there, and he really has been a good addition to Gavin Cowan's squad. And he's just going to have to put it behind. Nothing you can do about it. I suppose the only positive you can say is it has come very early in the game, so there's plenty of time left, and Maxted will look to put that behind them, I'm sure. So the ball in the hands of Maxted, just weighing up his options, and he decides to kick long. It's a little slope on this pitch that runs right to left, so Brackley playing down the slope in this first half. So those goal kicks travel a long way, and just a touch there, and it runs all the way through to that man with a 37 on his belt, Dobson, in that all dark purple outfit. And he punts it long, but straight out of play for a Brackley throw. It's a strange setup on the far side of this ground in that there isn't a proper perimeter fence, which is entirely against ground regulations. There's significant breaks in it, which means the players then have to go and retrieve the ball. But we're back in play here, and it's with Griffin. And he turns and decides to play it back to Maxted, who has the ball at his feet. It's a pretty strange commentary position as well, Tim. For those that don't know Alfreton, we're nestled into a pretty tight press box in the corner of the press box, and it's quite cosy in here, isn't it, Tim?
It certainly is, even on this early January evening. Yeah, cosy, not the most straightforward of commentary positions, but here's Lowe, plays it forward, picked up by Hall. He's out on the right, links up well with Bates. Bates crosses it in deep, and it comes off a defender. Brackley manager was adamant it was going to be a corner. The referee thought twice and then decided that it was indeed a corner. So we've had one Brackley corner from the right hand side. This will be the first corner from the left. It'll be Bates to take it, and a chance for Brackley to put some pressure under Dobson. Brackley players grouped on the edge of the 6-yard box. Plenty of pushing and shoving in there, plenty of movement. Corner comes in, but that man Day first to it. Good defensive work for his team, and Tyler Little, a little hurried, just puts the ball out of play, and we'll restart with a throw-in for the home side.
Yeah, disappointing delivery. That didn't really beat the first man and allowed Alfreton to deal with it pretty comfortably. The ball came out to Tyler Little, but he rather overhit his pass to try and set Alfie Bates away again, and just hit it out of play for a throw-in to the home side.
So throw up to the halfway line. Byrne gets his head to it, and then it falls for Dean, who decides to go all the way back, and Max did under a little bit of pressure. Kicks first time. And the referee says no foul, as on that occasion, foul on Roberts, and referee this time says, yeah, that was a foul, and he wants to speak to the Alfreton 12.
Yeah, that was a clumsy challenge from Harrison Perrett there. It almost chopped Morgan Roberts down. It's just going to be a talking to, no yellow card, but it certainly needed a talking to because it was a clumsy, pretty reckless one, and I'd rather fancy a little bit later in the game if it got a little bit fiery. That would definitely be a yellow, but referees head on the side of sort of caution at the moment, and just a quiet word.
So free kick to Brackley, just inside their own half, from the left. Tyler Little up towards the edge of the penalty area. Dean rises, but a defender gets his head to it, but the loose ball falls to Roberts. Picks it up on that right touchline, crosses it in left-footed, inviting someone to get on the back of it, and Alfie Bates picks up the loose ball, fires it into the back of the net. The equaliser for Brackley, 16 minutes played. Fantastic finish by Alfie Bates. He made no mistake. The cross came in from Roberts. Poor defensive header, didn't clear the ball. It fell to Alfie Bates, and he struck it cleanly through a crowd of players, hit the back of the net, and Brackley have hit back, having gone behind to that really unfortunate defensive error, and they're back level. Yeah,
terrific ball in from Roberts, as you say, not dealt with particularly well, but a really good finish there from Alfie Bates. He had to drill it hard and low, and it went through a bit of a crowd of players, and really good finish, and deservedly, I would say, Brackley are back level.
So 2 goals early in this game, just 16 minutes on the clock, 1-1 here, everything to play for. We've mentioned already the importance of these 3 points to both teams. Brackley would extend their lead over Alfreton to 6 points if they were to win, and Alfreton will be level with Brackley if they were to manage to get the 3 points. I think the bookies have got their money on a draw. But throw-in now will come in from the left. Again, it'll be a long throw from Lund. He's going to launch this all of 30-35 yards. Plenty of Alfreton players in the box. And Alfreton player misses his first kick, picks up the second one. And in the end, the shot high and wide. But, not sure what the Brackley bench are complaining about there, but unhappy with something that happened in the box there, Kieran.
Yeah, I didn't see anything in there at all, to be honest. It was just a bit of a challenge in the penalty area, which you're entitled to make. The ball came out and just flashed over the bar. Nothing in that at all. And Max said happy to let that one go over the bar comfortably.
Yeah, it's part of the role of the bench to get in the ear of the fourth official. So Matt Lowe goes up onto Maxted's kick. And I have to say, Brackley look dangerous every time they get the ball up towards that Alfreton penalty area. And now Day, his little touch inside is cut out by Byrne. Haven't seen too much of Byrne so far in the game, but he's having a fine season for Brackley. 4 goals to his name. Scored against Leamington and against Oxford City, and neat work there by Hall. Try to play in Roberts. I think Roberts will do well to get there, but he has done well. Roberts gets past the defender into the penalty area, shoots, just deflected away, but the danger's not clear. Bates plays it in, and now the danger cleared up to the Brackley half, but very close to a second goal for Brackley there.
That was terrific work from Morgan Roberts. He didn't give up. I mean, that ball to all money looked like it was going to go out, and Roberts just didn't give up. Got the ball back, cut inside and shot. And I think the deflection was actually off the keeper, Tim. I think it was a good save, and it was a really crucial hand from the goalkeeper, David Robson, because there were Brackley players at the back post were just waiting to pounce on the ball.
But he pursued a lost cause, really. Won the ball on the byline as the defender felt he'd shepherded it out. And Roberts cut back inside onto his right foot inside the penalty area, and had it curled another 6 inches, it would have been the lead for Brackley.
So tenacious, isn't he, Morgan Roberts? And he's a pocket dynamo almost, I'd say. He's full of energy and just doesn't give up loose balls, doesn't give up on anything, chases down, and yeah, terrific.
There he is in action again, playing in Hall, and Matt Lowe chases it and forces the defender to clear. Defensive clearance is cut out, and that's Tyler Little battling for the ball there, and tries to get the cross in, but it's too low, straight into the arms of the goalkeeper, and needed to try and loft that into the penalty area so an attacker could get his head on it. But again, tenacious play by Tyler Little, another player who gives everything every game for his side. Perhaps didn't start the season as first choice, but has certainly made that shirt his own as the season's gone on.
Well, the minutes are ticking away. It's been a cracking game. I mean, the fact we're 20 minutes in already, Tim, tells you all you need to know about the standard of this game. It's been end-to-end, really, and really entertaining. It's just a shame, isn't it? There's not that many people in the ground to see this, because it has been a really good opening 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, difficult in away games to make an assessment, but possibly a couple of hundred here this evening. And as you say, they're missing a really excellent game. 21 minutes on the clock here, as Brackley clear. There's a little bit of an aerial clash there, and referee belatedly decides to give the free kick, and what's happening over there? I think it's which way is the referee given this free kick?
Anybody's guess at the moment. I have to say one thing though, Tim. It's the first time I've been this close to Gavin Cowan. He kicks every ball, doesn't he? He really does. He's very passionate, and it's quite entertaining to watch him, actually.
Yeah. No, he's up for this. He's animated, engaging with member of the crowd now. So it wasn't a free kick to either side. Referee just bounced the ball back to Alfreton on the halfway line. Now he gives the free kick to Brackley midway inside the Brackley half, and time to just take the temperature out of this. So it's all good-humoured, all good-natured, which is what we want to see.
Yeah.
So free kick to Brackley midway inside the Brackley half. Maxted launches it long out towards the right, and it comes off the head of a defender, and we are at that midway point of the half, and high time for Kieran Bushnell to take over on the microphone.
Absolutely, thank you, Tim. And Gavin Cowan with a big smile on his face, engaging with somebody in the crowd. So it is, as you say, all good-natured banter at the moment. He's seeing a good game, and it's a throw into Brackley. I think this will probably be George Carline taking this, will it, with his long throw? Not quite as long perhaps as Adam Lunn, but he does launch it into the box and headed up into the air, and it's going to be hooked away, but not particularly far, more high than length, if you like, there. And Ricardo Calder dives into a challenge, wins the ball. The crowd away to our right thinks he didn't, but I think that was a pretty fair challenge, a hard challenge, but he did win the ball there, Calder. And the crowd in the goal away to our right were screaming for a free kick, but Tim, I was in a similar position to you. That looked like a pretty fair challenge from Calder.
Yeah, referee got that one right. Would have been easy to give a free kick with all the shouts for a foul, but referee got that one right. And lovely play there by Connor Hall. Lovely touch in the centre circle.
Yeah, and Morgan Roberts just tries to use a bit of skill to get going, and now there's an opportunity perhaps here for Matt Lowe over on the right hand side, just outside the penalty area. He's got a couple of Alfreton players around him, wins the corner. You're listening to BBC Radio Oxford Sport on BBC Sounds and the BBC Sport website and app. Alfreton 1, Brackley Town 1 in the National League. In the Championship down in Devon, Plymouth Argyle 0, Oxford United 0. That's on 95.2 FM, Freeview Channel 714 and on your DAB digital radios. Here at Alfreton, it's 1-1 and a decent game, and it's a corner from the far side. It's going to be, looks like an in-swinging corner, both arms raised in the air by Alfie Bates. Sorry, no, it's actually Roberts, I think, and in comes the corner and flicked towards Zach Lilly. It's a goal! And out of nowhere, actually, the ball came in from the right. Alfreton didn't clear it, and it is a goal to Brackley, George Carline, and he's drilled Brackley in front. The corner wasn't a great corner, to be honest, but it wasn't cleared particularly well from Matt Lowe, and he recycled the ball, and Carline was on hand about 12 yards out to smashing into the net. 2-1 Brackley.
Similar really to the first goal that Brackley scored. Defenders unable to clear their lines, and Brackley really fine finishing close in on goal in that penalty area, and Brackley have turned it round here, fell behind, and with 25 minutes on the clock find himself 2-1 to the good.
Yeah, it was a similar sort of shot through a crowd of players again, and I think Alfreton will be disappointed the way they dealt with that, really, because Matt Lowe's ball into the penalty area should have been dealt with, but all that happened was it just ricocheted out to Carline, who picked his spot from 12 yards out to give Brackley a 2-1 lead, and deservedly so.
Yeah, I think you've got to say, Kieran, that they just didn't deal with it. They didn't really deal with either situation that led to both goals. And in fact, when you take the goal that Brackley conceded into account, all three goals really poor defensively.
Yeah, absolutely. The defenders probably not too happy with both the goals that they've conceded from an Alfreton perspective. There's a little bit of treatment going on now. Can't see who's down there, Tim, but Brackley player just getting some treatment. Ricardo Calder comes over to...
I think it's the goal scorer, George Carline, I think.
Thank you. Calder just getting a few instructions and just taking a little bit of fluid on, and... yeah, it is Carline, and it's going to be, I think, just a sore one, nothing more. No real concern from Gavin Cowan. Has a little word with Calder.
Yeah, so my error, it's not Carline, he's okay. It's... is
it Connor Hall? It's hard to tell, isn't it, across the far
side? I can see
side
from here, actually. I can see who's on their feet. I think he's going to be okay, but we'll have to just come off and wait for permission to go back on. So it's Connor Hall who's just taken a bit of a knock there.
Glad my eyesight didn't let me down that time after I just called somebody that isn't even on the field a moment ago, Zach Lilly, but he is on the bench today, and as you said at the start, Tim, not quite fully fit to sort of start a game, but that's a big bonus to have him at least back in the mix again.
Yeah, very much so. Went off in that FA Trophy game, that #United, and been a big miss.
Alfreton in possession, long ball in towards the penalty area, and you'll hear a lot of that from Alfreton Town. They are proponents of the long ball, Tim. I've seen Alfreton a few times over the years. They do like to hit the ball long. It's not kick and rush like the crazy gang of Wimbledon. They do, they are accurate with their passes, but they do play a long ball game.
And it's no criticism of Billy Heath, the manager, but that is his style, with whether it's Ferriby or FC Halifax and Alfreton. That is how he likes to set up, and it's extremely effective, you have to say.
Adam Lund will have this throw in, another one that's level with the edge of the penalty area, so he'll launch this one into the box, and in it comes now, and it is going all the way to the penalty spot. They are enormous missiles, aren't they? And Connor Hall just deals with it. He gets the ball out of play for another throw in. I think, is that a good description? They're like sort of Exocet missiles, aren't they, when he launches them in? They really do come in flat and hard.
It's hard to track back when it became just almost every team had to have a long throw specialist.
Yes. In it comes again. That one's dealt with quite well, but not cleared. Now it has been hooked away up towards the halfway line, where Morgan Roberts gets a little shove in the back. The referee says play on, and ball hooked up over the halfway line. It's going to be collected by the Welsh under-21 international goalkeeper David Robson for Alfreton, and he clears the ball up over the halfway line. Calder deals with that one, and again hooked up over the halfway line. Matt Lowe, good touch as you say, and he's into the penalty area now, gets the ball across the face of goal. It goes over everybody's head, and it's going to roll out a play over on the far side. But again, really good play from Matt Lowe there. Good touch, took the ball down, got past his man, but just overhit the cross.
Yeah, and good to see Matt Lowe getting past those two defenders. And on that occasion, it needed a little bit of a pullback, perhaps a low pullback. Instead, he fired it across. But yeah, promising play again for the visitors.
15 minutes to go here in Derbyshire. Alfreton 1, Brackley Town 1. Alfreton in possession, and it's with Jed Abbey, brother of Jez Abbey for Brackley. Abbey with the yellow or lime green boots lays the ball back infield to Harrison Perrott. Back to Perrott again, who's going to look for an option in front of him and hoiks the ball towards the penalty area. But again, Brackley deal with it well, and they're going to come away with the ball, are they? No, it's going to flick off of Perrott, and good defending actually, because it was played off Perrott all the way back through to the goalkeeper, Johnny Maxted, who will take his time, pick the ball up, and we go again.
Yeah, and lovely play there for Brackley by Connor Hall. He may be the main striker in this side, but back there doing really important defensive work for his side, and you can see why he's a fan's favourite, giving 100%, not just about the goals, about playing for the team.
He's definitely a fan's favourite, isn't he? I've said this before, but on his debut, of course, against Banbury, he certainly made the fans happy that day on Boxing Day last year with a hat-trick. And then he joined on a permanent move this season after the loan move last year from Solihull Moors. Alfreton in possession, ball into the penalty area, and a header straight into the goalkeeper. The ball came across from Jed Abbey. The header, though, was pretty soft and weak, and it allowed Maxted just to fall on the ball, and he'll take his time to clear this one out again.
Yeah, well, that's the game plan from Alfreton. Get the ball in, get the crosses in to the penalty area, and get Jake Day on the end of it. And he was either side of the goalie. It would have been an equaliser, but as it was, straight at Maxted.
Matt Lowe out to the right into the penalty area towards there's another goal. A really good cross, and Shane Byrne has nodded the ball into the opposite corner. Connor Hall, into the corner. A really good cross from the far side, and Connor Hall heads the ball back across goal, and it goes into the corner past David Robson, and all of a sudden Brackley have a 2-goal advantage. Alfreton 1, Brackley 3. You were just talking about Connor Hall. That's why he's a fan's favourite. Really good vision for the cross, and Connor Hall just nodding it back in.
Super cross from Matt Lowe from the right, and Connor Hall judged the flight of the ball, took a couple of steps backwards, just peeled away from the defender, and then steered his header beyond the goalkeeper into the top corner. And just over the half an hour mark here, and Brackley, having been a goal behind, find themselves 3-1 ahead here.
12 and a half minutes to go, and Alfreton 1, Brackley 3. And that's kind of exactly what Connor Hall is all about, isn't it? He at one end he's defending for his team, and then he gets up the other end and he knows his way to goal. But it was a terrific cross again from Matt Lowe, who's been really good so far in this first half. Brackley with their tails up. Morgan Roberts turns in the middle of the park but loses out. Liam Waldock loses his footing, and it's going to go out of play for a Brackley Town throw midway, or probably just inside the Brackley half of the field. Ricardo Calder will take this one. Probably about 10 yards from the halfway line. Calder with this throw in. He'll be looking to launch this down the line, looking for Matt Lowe to perhaps flick the ball on, and he tries to appeal for a handball there from Gavin Cowan, but I think it was more, if anything, ball to hand or hit the chest. But Brackley looking good. out to play on the far side for an Alfreton throw just inside the Brackley half of the field. And it will be, although it's a bit of a distance out this time, Adam Lund, the throw-in specialist. I'm not sure if he'll try and launch this one into the box because it's a hell of a long way. No, he doesn't. He goes back to his centre half, and then a little square pass across to Max Hunt inside the centre circle. Hunt, right-footed chip ball forward, headed away by Gaz Dean. Towering presence at the back for Brackley, and a real stalwart for the club, and played so many games, hasn't he, Gaz Dean? And when Gaz Dean is in the side, Brackley invariably are pretty solid at the back. Byrne chests the ball down, turns ball over to the right hand side, and Brackley are on the attack again. Morgan Roberts and Connor Hall and Matt Lowe were in there, but this time it is cleared away. But Brackley recycle the loose ball again out to the right hand side. A difficult one for difficult ball there for Tyler Little to control, and in fact he's given away a free kick to Alfreton, and it's just a chance perhaps for Alfreton just to take a breather. 10 minutes to go. BBC Radio Oxford Sport on BBC Sounds and the BBC Sport website and app. Alfreton 1, Brackley Town 3 in the Vanarama National League, and they'll be going up to Curzon Ashton at the weekend for the game against the leaders. That'll be a tough game, but if Brackley can go there off the back of another good victory, they'll go there full of confidence. Lovely ball up the line for Connor Hall to chase, but this one's going to be dealt with fairly comfortably by the captain, Dwayne Willey. Cleared away by Robson, but only as far as Matt Lowe again. Byrne will pick up the loose ball, lay the ball back to the on loan Jake Griffin. Back to Byrne again. Byrne is going to go all the way back to his goalkeeper Maxted, and why wouldn't he? Because they're totally in control of the game at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Apart from the early goal that was conceded, a defensive error, Brackley put in a really impressive 40 minutes here. Roberts
just muscled off the ball there by Abbey, and the ball's found its way back through to David Robson in the Alfreton goal. They're almost a little bit shell-shocked, Alfreton, weren't they? Because they took that lead, and all of a sudden, bang, 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 and Brackley have this comfortable lead. But the next goal could be really crucial. If Alfreton do get the next goal, it's going to set up a grandstand second half, I think. Josh Clackstone, the right back. Little ball in field to Harrison Perrott. Cleared away by Carline, and Brackley just coming away with the ball again. Back to Carline again, right back. Played a little 1-2 and just playing a little bit of keep ball now, Brackley, just to frustrate Alfreton a little bit. Back to Carline again, just almost toying with the home side, and Carline opts to go all the way back to Maxted. Maxted's going to clear this right-footed up over the halfway line, looking for Carline again on that right touchline. Out of play for a Brackley Town throw, just inside the Alfreton half of the field, taken quickly. Little plays a little 1-2, but then it's sort of gone all wrong, and that's going to roll all the way out for a goal kick for the home side with 7 minutes to go, and I guess probably about a minute of stoppage time for the little bit of treatment we saw for Connor Hall.
Well, you've mentioned our strategic position here behind the Brackley bench, and there's certainly no let up here from the Brackley manager. He continually demanding and more from his players, plenty of encouragement as well, but there's no let up here for Brackley. Going in perhaps at half time 3-1 up, it's a great position to be in.
Absolutely.
But everybody out there knows that the game's far from over.
Yeah, and I'm not going to tempt fate by telling you my record of Brackley games, but suffice to say it's not bad. And that's gone all the way through to the goalkeeper again, and Johnny Maxted won't be in any great hurry. He'll just take his time, let the ball just run to his feet, pick the ball up, and yeah, if they can go in 3-1 up at half time, I think the half time team talk will be a good one for Gav Cowan. A little bit of head tennis in the middle, and then out of play over on the far side, over the stand, and it's going to be another Brackley Town throw. roughly midway through the half.
We were talking about this pitch earlier. It's still frozen this time yesterday, but it's played pretty well this evening. Both goal mouths are quite muddy, and it has cut up in places, but it's certainly soft and a surface on which you can play football.
Well, certainly a lot better than it would have been a couple of days ago, because I would imagine up in Derbyshire, not quite in the peaks here, but up in Derbyshire, I'd imagine they were probably done by a bit of snow as well. I know up at Buxton they were clearing the snow off the pitch at the Silverland Stadium to get the game on Saturday, and sterling effort there from the Buxton supporters. Unbelievable effort, really. The amount of times they must have to clear snow off the pitch during a cold winter. It's going to be a throw to Brackley. Carline will take this one. He'll launch this one into the box. In it comes, headed up into the air, and it's going to be, I think, a corner. Indeed it is. So an opportunity then for Brackley to cause more trouble from one of these set pieces, and it looks like it's going to be Morgan Roberts who's going to trot over to take this one. Gazdeen comes up from the back. That's one thing we haven't had for a little while. Gazdeen header at the back post, nodding it in to make it 4-1. Very, very nice just before half time. It will be an in-swinger. Morgan Roberts raises both arms in the air. Dean comes in towards the penalty spot, headed away, hooked up into the air, up into this Derbyshire night sky, and pretty good control there initially from the Alfreton man, but Brackley managed to get the ball back and then play the ball off an Alfreton player, in fact. So it's another Brackley Town throw. We're into the last 4.5 minutes here, and it's Alfreton 1, Brackley Town 3. It's still goalless at home park. Plymouth Argyle 0, Oxford United 0 on BBC Radio Oxford on 95.2 FM and your DAB digital radios and on Freeview. Another throw for Carline, who'll again look to rocket this into the box, and indeed he does, up towards the edge of the 6-yard area. Back to Carline again, who takes a touch. Little ball into Byrne. Byrne controls the ball nicely under pressure, and in fact good defending there from an Alfreton perspective, and Byrne just muscled off the ball, and it's gone off of Byrne for an Alfreton Town throw-in. What do you think Gavin Cowan will be saying, Hart? He'll be pretty pleased with this. He'll be disappointed with the early goal, but really, other than that, Brackley have pretty much controlled this half.
And that was down to the keeper, and that's not something that has to be dwelt on at all. The goalie will know that and be frustrated with himself, because he has been so reliable, so consistent this season. What he'll want to do is just guard against any complacency. The game's not won. If Alfreton got the next goal, it's game on.
Absolutely, and having got to know Gavin Cowan over the last couple of years or season and a half, he isn't somebody that will be complacent at all. He'll be looking for another goal as well. Dean just does what Dean does there and just tidies up. He just goes through the motions almost, Gaz Dean, doesn't he? He just does all the things right, and he almost goes under the radar. Really good pass, and now there's a chance for Brackley on the counter again, but Carline's ball forward is cut out. Yeah, going back to Gaz Dean, he just goes under the radar, doesn't he? He's just one of those Mr. Reliables that he's an 8 out of 10 pretty much every week he plays.
Yeah, nothing spectacular. He just wants to defend and defend and defend, and well, frankly, nobody does it better.
I agree. Yeah, one of the best centre halves in the league, I would say, in my opinion.
Yeah, and consistently made the National League North team of the season. Didn't last season, I think, really unjustly, but there you go. But often, quite rightly, been in that National League North team of the season, and again, playing his full part this evening, not just defensively, but as a captain, keeping his players on their toes. A real leader out there for Gavin Cowan.
Another free kick to Brackley. It's out wide on the right, probably about 5 yards in from the touchline, and opportunity again to curl this one into the box, and header towards goal from I think that was Shane Byrne, wasn't it? And into the arms of the goalkeeper David Robson, but again a really good delivery, and unfortunately on this occasion it went straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. But these deliveries from left and right, the crosses from both sides, have been really outstanding so far.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Carline's long throws as well. They're low and flat and hard, and you sort of feel better than a corner, really.
At home park, Plymouth Argyle 0, Oxford United 1. Will Vauxhall has scored for United, his first goal for the club against the bottom side. So United looking for their third win in their last 4 games under new manager Gary Rowett. That's coming towards the end of the first half there, into stoppage time. Free kick to Brackley, and Gavin Cowan jumping up and down again. He really goes through the mill, does Gavin Cowan. Calder, lovely ball through, beautiful ball through there to Alfie Bates. Bates tries to get the ball across, but blocked well. But Calder snapping at the heels and forcing a bit of an error from Alfreton, and it means that Shane Byrne nods the ball back forwards. Brackley still in possession with Carline. Little reverse pass, trying to find a Brackley man in Matt Lowe, but Alfreton clearing the ball and getting up over the halfway line quickly with an attack down the left hand side. Ball into the penalty area, headed away though by Alfie Bates. We'll see how much is added. 2 minutes. That's probably about right. We had about probably 90 seconds, didn't we, for Connor Hall's little injury treatment. So 2 minutes to go. We're into that stoppage time now, and it's going to be a corner to Alfreton Town. Brackley will be desperate to defend this one and keep the 2-goal advantage in at the break. It's going to be an in-swinging corner from the far side. Right arm in the air. In it comes. Headed away by Dean. Up towards the halfway line where Morgan Roberts dives in and wins the ball, and Brackley coming away with it again, but out of play off of an Alfreton defender on the halfway line. And they're not going to be any great hurry to take this one, Tim, with just under a minute to go.
No, it's been a dominant first half performance by the visitors, and clinical finishing has put them in a great position.
Absolutely, and if they can go in 3-1 up, it will be a pleasant half-time cup of tea or whatever they have. Out comes Maxted. Now that's going to be a big decision for the referee, because Maxted has brought down Liam Waldock, and it is a red card for Johnny Maxted. Wow, that is a massive talking point. Maxted came out of the goal. He completely fluffed his lines, I have to say. And Maxted brought down Liam Waldock outside the box, and he has been given the red card. So Johnny Maxted's day goes from the sublime to the ridiculous, really, doesn't it? Because that is, I'm not sure. Was he the last man? Was it denying an obvious goal-scoring opportunity? Probably. You could argue that that's not a howler from the referee, Tim, but that is a massive turning point in this game, potentially. Brackley down to 10 men, goalkeeper Johnny Maxted sent off.
Well, the question now is who's going in goal, and I've got a feeling it's Matt Lowe. Feeling it may be Matt Lowe who needs to go in goal.
What were your thoughts on that, Tim, while we're just waiting to see this? It was one of those, it was clumsy, it was outside the box, but
we'll find out from the referee later his reasoning, but it could be reckless play when he certainly came out and took the player. It's completely, it was reckless for his team, if not for anything else, and it's created, not just Brackley now got half his game to play down to 10 men, but without a recognised goalkeeper. There's no goalkeeper on the bench to bring on.
No.
So it looks as if it's going to be George Carline who's taking the goalkeeper's shirt. And we've never seen this before. I haven't even seen him in between the sticks in training. So no doubt this is something that has been prepared for. Without a goalkeeper, on the bench. So Brackley have got a free kick to defend here, just a yard or so outside the penalty area, and then we'll be going in for half time, and a chance for Brackley to just regroup and reorganise, and are going to face well, quite a different second 45 minutes than one we were perhaps anticipating.
Absolutely, because not only are they down to those 10 men, which is obviously the numerical advantage, as you say, Tim, no recognised goalkeeper, Johnny Maxted being sent off, and I don't think this was in George Carline's thoughts as he was heading up to Derbyshire this evening, but it's going to be a free kick about 20 yards from goal to Alfreton. The most important thing here, having lost a man, is that they defend this free kick and get in at half-time, 2 goals to the good. It's going to be Liam Waldock over this. There is a 4-man wall, or 5-man wall in fact, with so they're going to do all they can to protect George Carline, who now dons those goalkeeping gloves, and it will be Waldock. It is going to be a goal, and that's the worst possible finish to the first half, because the ball went around the wall and Liam Waldock and then Jed Abbey hit the ball round the wall. Waldock peeled off into the corner. There was nothing really that George Carline could do about that, but all of a sudden, Tim, the second half is looking increasingly difficult now with 10 men and no goalkeeper.
Yeah, my goodness, how things can change. And I'm not sure you can blame the goalkeeper for that goal, although you might argue that the wall and the defenders weren't set up as well as they would have had it been Maxted. But just a few seconds to play here, but my goodness, Alfreton will go in with their tails up for half-time, and what a different set of team talks this is going to be now. Absolutely.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Waldock taking it, but he peeled away and he left it to Abbey, and Abbey has scored 2 minutes into stoppage time, and that's the half-time whistle. And it's Alfreton Town 2, Brackley Town 3. We'll take you back to Home Park now, because it is half-time at Home Park. Plymouth Argyle 0, Oxford United 1. We'll hand you back to Jerome Sale and the team at Home Park.
You can get involved on WhatsApp 08000 321 333 with Oxford at the top of your message. On X we're at BBC Oxford Sport, and don't forget, later on, wasn't it the game, 20 minutes of chat full time from 9:30. 0808 100 9100. Before we go tonight, will we be talking about another Oxford United success story on the road? A long way to go against a team that have a good track record of coming from behind, so let's not get too carried away with ourselves here at Home Park, where Plymouth are good at home this season. But half-time, so far so good for Oxford United. They're 1-0 up.
Your team, always live with our team.
Bedlam at the Kassam Stadium, and Oxford United dance with delight.
Bringing Oxford United fans together.
History to be made.
Such a joyous season for Oxford United.
BBC Radio Oxford Sport, the official broadcast partner of Oxford United.
Live from Home Park, Tuesday night football for you on BBC Radio Oxford Sport. And Oxford United have suffered a bit in this first half. They've been under pressure. They've lost Sam Long to injury, but they have taken the lead. Harris lays it in field. Vaux shoots. What a goal! It's his first goal for the season. It's an absolute screamer for Will Vaux. And Oxford break forward down the left-hand side. Lee and Harris involved, and Will Vaux has been telling us his first goal for his club was coming. It was worth waiting for. It's Plymouth 0, Oxford 1. Reaction from Nick Harris and from you on social media, and text and WhatsApp on the way. Let's go to our other featured games. A lot of goals to talk about. Alfreton against Brackley. Tim Carroll.
Well, certainly you say that so far so good at Home Park for Oxford United, but we would have said the same thing here for Brackley. But just a few moments before the interval, Brackley keeper has come out, committed a foul and been sent off, and from that free kick Alfreton have grabbed a late goal to put a very different complexion on this game. They've gone in half-time here at Alfreton 2, Brackley Town 3. It's been quite a half, drama from start to finish. A goalkeeping blunder, you have to say, gifted Alfreton an early lead from a corner, and then Brackley just took control of the game, played played some really delightful football and found themselves 3 goals ahead. The first 2 goals both came from scrambles as corners weren't cleared, but the third goal was an absolute beauty. On the half-hour marker, cross came in from the right from Matt Lowe, and Connor Hall peeled away and found the top corner with his header to put his side seemingly completely in control of this game. And Alfreton, you have to say, just looked down and out. And then we had that extraordinary incident just seconds before the end of the half that really has turned this game on its head. Right back, George Carline has taken the goalkeeper's jersey. I believe it's the first time we've ever seen him wearing a goalkeeper's jersey. So he'll be in goal for Brackley in the second half, and they will come out for the second half 3 goals to 2 ahead. But goodness knows how Brackley are going to make this work, having not had a substitute goalkeeper on the bench, putting right back George Carline into goal. So half time here at Alfreton, with certainly an exciting second half to look forward to. It's Alfreton Town 2, Brackley Town 3.
Cheers, Tim. Thanks very much indeed. In the Southern League, half-time, North League against Stotfold, and Addy's 2-2 in that game, so goals are plenty. What about the Oxfordshire Senior Cup tie, Clanfield against Oxford City in the quarter-final? Watching Andy Gate.
Half-time here, Clanfield 1, Oxford City 0. The only goal coming from the penalty spot after just 4 minutes. Tiger Hall putting the ball into the back of the net as Clanfield really dictated play early on, but since then the young Hoops have come back into it and they've threatened. In reality, Clanfield probably should be 2-0 up, apart from a fantastic save from young goalkeeper Tom Russell poking a shot just behind the post. But like I say, since then City have come close with Charlie Bacon and Mikai Besessa-Grant coming close on a couple of occasions. Their shots being deflected. Even more bad news for Oxford City. Their new signing Howe couldn't play, and then Jaden Carbon, another first teamer involved tonight, has had to limp off with what looks like a hamstring injury. He looked like he was in some pain, so not some very well, no good news there. But half-time here, Clanfield 1, Oxford City 0, and at the moment it's Clanfield that will be going into the semi-final stage of the Oxford Senior Cup.
Senior Cup there with Andy Gate. Let's tell you about the Premier League and keep you up to date with some of the 4 matches there tonight. Let's start off with the later kick-off. Nottingham Forest against Liverpool, still playing in the first half there, but there has been a goal.
As Ilanga's forward ball, here is Wood!
Oh!
Nottingham Forest first attack, and it's Chris Wood. Of course it had to be. He just cannot stop scoring. 13 goals for the season, and Chris Wood gives Nottingham Forest the lead 1-0.
Let's hear about Brentford against Manchester City with James Gregg.
Brentford 0, Manchester City 0. A first half of 2 halves, really. Brentford were on top here for the first 25 minutes or so. City then seemed to really start hitting the straps, forcing Mark Flecken into a load of saves. I'm not sure who'll be the happier of the 2 managers, actually, in truth, but it's all to play for in what's a really open encounter. Brentford 0, City 0 at the break.
Let's hear about West Ham against Fulham. Aaron Paul.
Clinical from the hosts after the turgid start. Strikes from Carlos Soler and Thomas Souček. Minutes apart, have them in control after a dominant start by Fulham. West Ham 2, Fulham 0.
Let's hear about Chelsea against Bournemouth with John Southall.
Chelsea 1, Bournemouth 0. The goal Jackson did brilliantly on the halfway line, played in Cole Palmer. He feigned to shoot, dummied the keeper and slotted it in. Jackson then missed a sitter from 5 yards. Justin Kluivert struck the post for Bournemouth. Jackson went up the other end and did the same, hitting the post. Travers then denied Palmer and Jackson, who could have had a first half hat-trick. Chelsea 1, Bournemouth 0.
Thank you. Let's tell you about what's gone on in the other game in the Championship. Cardiff 0, Watford 0 at the break. In the Cup, Leyton Orient 1, Derby 1, Mansfield 0, Wigan 0, and Preston North End 1, Charlton 1. Those games could all, of course, be heading to extra time if they stay like that. Aldershot 2, Braintree 2 amongst the games in the National League. James Henry on target there. But let's talk about Nick Harris, a goal from a current Oxford United midfielder, Will Vauxhall. Maybe you could argue Oxford United don't deserve it, but they emphatically took the lead just before half-time.
Perfect timing, Jerome. We're just watching the replay for about the 5th time. As impressive in the goal is actually his somersaults after he scored his first goal for Oxford United. I'll be honest with you, I was just writing my notes when he scored the goal. I was worried about the injury to Sam Long and Jordan Thornley coming on. I was saying that it was a poor first half for United. They'd given the ball away on far too many occasions, and they were very, very lucky to be going in on equal terms with the Plymouth side who'd had 65% of the possession. Vaux's goal has made a big difference, but United are going to have to step it up a bit in the second half against the Plymouth side who home are very good at scoring late goals. Great scoreline, but I think they need a better performance to come home with the 3 points.
Nick, we said the Oxford players suffered a little bit through the first 45 minutes. I think the Oxford fans might suffer through the second 45 minutes because I'm not sure they're going to be too ambitious, United, in the second half.
I really don't mind if they're not too ambitious. Points, the scoreline is the important thing in this game, as we've said, with the 8 points difference between Oxford and Plymouth. The goal really came out of nothing. United have had 4 shots, 1 on target. The 1 on target, it was absolutely gorgeous controlled shot, 25 yards out, right foot, keeper no chance at all. And you've got to say, Vaux, since Gary Rowett has arrived, has showing the sort of form we thought we're going to see from him when he came from Sheffield Wednesday. But that goal was something very, very special. I tell you, it'll be really special right to the end of the season if it brings United 3 points.
Colin says, I'm annoying my missus dancing around the coffee table after that. And his Barbers, some serious contenders for goal of the season. What a strike. Keep it going, boys. Nice to score and a nice score line. But too many players off their game, says Andy in Abingdon. Kioso's got to stop chasing the ball all over the pitch. We're being exposed down Plymouth's left every time he goes walkabout. Rodriguez having a mare. He needs to stay on his feet and stop diving for free kicks. But he isn't getting anyway. He's also given away cheap free kicks himself, and his passing woeful. Phillips needs to get more involved as well. What a ball from Thornley. Didn't know he had it in him. Linda says, I've been wearing yellow and blue all day. Is Romani too unfit for the bench? Yeah, they're kind of getting him into a mini pre-season, if you like, and he has just been sort of really in full training for the first time yesterday. Toby in Wales, that Vaux goal, if we cling on, is so important, not just tonight but for the rest of the season. What a brilliant save from Cummings, says Wrexham Yellow, and a quite brilliant goal from Vaux. I think we're fortunate to be leading at the break. I think you're right. Melbourne Adam, up until the sensational goal I was berating the Oxford of old. I guess the final result will tell me otherwise. You beauty, Will Vaux, what a goal. Not sure about the ref. As an ex-player, I thought he'd be aware that every contact isn't a foul. Hope Longy's okay. Clean sheet in the second half, please. Amen to that. 2 teams going for it with the players that they have. We've soaked up some pressure without really being hurt in the final third, and then that strike from Vaux. What a goal. Clean sheet, please. Come on, you Yellows, say the Lincoln Yellows. And great goal, wow, says Chris in Headington. There's some of your messages on text and on WhatsApp. Thank you as well for your messages on social media. Tough game so far. Gutted for Longy. This is Thompson and Terry, but we're winning away. Really love this team. Ref's got money on Plymouth to win, surely, says Andy. Manuel, well, what have I missed? 41 years since we acquired Peter Rhodes Brown. And the foul on Brannigan was a clear red card, an outrageous tackle, says Andy. If there was a VAR, the Plymouth player would have been off. Nasty challenge. Nick, did you get some replays on that? What did you make of that?
Yeah, we had a number of replays on it. He did catch Cameron Brannigan. If it was malicious, well, I suppose you could say that about Tyler Goodrum. It probably wasn't malicious, but that was his elbow. Very difficult one. I'm really not trying to remain on the fence. He certainly caught Cameron Brannigan, but if it was meant and if it was that bad a tackle, I think a sending off would have been pretty harsh.
And then we also heard there about Thornley's pass, Nick, for the goal. He's now got some defensive work to do as well.
Or hasn't he just? Yeah, it's a big 45 minutes for Thornley and Oxford United. Not so easy because both him and Cameron, both him and Brown are left-footed, so that's going to be interesting. It's down the flanks, the wing backs, Mumba and the Polish.
Yeah.
Have really caused United problems, and Kyoso and Greg Lee have got to get more help. I think they did get a little bit more help from the United wingers, but that's important. See, the teams are now coming back on the field.
Yeah.
It's a big 45 minutes for Jerome for Oxford United, but that goal was really brightened up the evening, didn't it?
So far so good for United, who make no further changes ahead of the second half. They're out, Plymouth not yet, but we will bring you the second half on the radio, 95.2 FM digital and Freeview channel 714, also OUTV. Don't forget BBC Sounds has got that 5-goal thriller, 10-man Brackley looking to hang on in their game at Alfreton. The second half live next.
Every kick, tackle and goal.
And Parker cuts inside, Parker's in here, and City have made it 4-0!
All the action is just moments away.
And it's been taken, all the goals running in.
Banbury United, champions of the Southern League, Premier Division Central.
And we are underway.
This is BBC Radio Oxford Sport.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
On BBC iPlayer.
Hi, it's Michael McIntyre and I'm back with the show that nobody can quite remember the name of. People either call it the one where I take people's phones.
I'm going to send a text to all of your contacts. Please, don't do that. Is he laughing?
Or the one where I wake people up in the night.
This isn't a dream. No, this is actually our midnight game show, so let's get started.
It's called Michael McIntyre's Big Show.
The new series of the Michael McIntyre... What's it called again?
I give up.
Michael McIntyre's Big Show.
Got it!
Starts Saturday on BBC iPlayer.
Welcome back to the Impact Arena, home of Alfreton Town Football Club, where we were on 45 minutes. Tim and I were smoking the proverbial cigar, thinking this was quite comfortable, but it's anything but. They lead Brackley by 3-2 at half-time. But they have had Johnny Maxted, the goalkeeper, sent off, and with no goalkeeper on the bench, it means that they will have to play the whole of the second half with not only with 10 men, but with George Carline in goal. And Tim, it was a terrific first half, really entertaining to watch end to end. Brackley definitely held the upper hand and deserved to be in front, but that moment of almost madness, I guess, at the end of the first half where we saw the sending off, it could have a huge impact on the outcome of this game.
Well, look, undoubtedly, and to have been a fly on the wall in that Brackley dressing room, to hear how they're going to set up in the second half and do what they can to protect George Carline. He is, not a goalkeeper by any stretch of the imagination. We're underway here for the second half, and it's going to be an intriguing 45 minutes. It was not the team talk that Billy Heath thought he'd be giving on 45 minutes, but there we are. This is football, and it throws up all sorts of challenges for managers and players to come to terms with. So early free kick to Brackley, and it's George Carline in his sky blue jersey. He's not a small man by any means, but he looks pretty small in between those posts at the moment.
And Tim, we see it so often, don't we? Teams tend not to go with substitute goalkeepers, and it's obviously a very rare occurrence that a goalkeeper gets his marching orders, but when it happens, which it has happened, it does cause significant issues for the rest of the game.
Well, 5 substitutes in National League North, and all 5 can be used. There was a proposal to allow 7 substitutes, of whom 5 could be used, and that would encourage a goalkeeper to be included. But that was voted on at the AGM last year and voted down, although only narrowly. I think it will come in as another proposal for next season, and we might get Brackley's vote this time. The ball with Gaz Dean pumps it forward. We were saying at half time that the ball just cleared by Alfreton, but not out of play, and Ricardo Calder picks up that loose ball. And then Alfreton clear up into the Brackley half, and Tyler Little will lay it back for first kick of the half from George Carline. Makes good contact, and pretty clear what Alfreton's tactic is going to be. They've got the big centre forward, lay that ball into the danger zone and put physical pressure on the Brackley standing keeper.
And this will be one of those long throws, won't it, from Adam Lund testing out the deputy goalkeeper. In it comes.
2 minutes played, and the first opportunity for Adam Lund with his long throw to get the ball into the penalty area, which he does, and comes out. Carline spills it. Ball again put high, and it's an equaliser with just 2 minutes 20 seconds played.
Max Hunt with the header at the back post.
Yep, so it's Alfreton 3, Brackley 3, and it's just taken, just over 2 minutes of the second half for Alfreton to make this man advantage count. And it's not just about the man advantage, it's about not having a goalkeeper.
Yeah, and I was just going to say before that throw came in a strange sort of way, it's almost like being reduced to 9 men, isn't it, when you lose your goalkeeper? Because if you haven't got a sub-keeper, you're losing essentially an outfield player as well as the goalkeeper, so it's going to be so difficult for Brackley.
Yeah, well, we were saying at half time, Brackley, the only way in this situation is to take the game to Alfreton and to try and outscore them, because there's more goals in this game for Alfreton for sure, and it's going to need Brackley to press forward and try and attack, and ball laid back to Carline and those Alfreton supporters behind the goal, certainly giving the standing goalkeeper a hard time, as is their want. Ball with Lowe. Byrne laid in up towards Bates. It's Alfreton now with their tails up.
Yeah, I think that's the only option, Tim, isn't it? They can't afford to defend for 45 minutes because that'll be playing right into Alfreton's hands. They need to, as you say, they need to outscore them. If that means it finishes 6-5, then so be it, because that really is the only option for Gavin Cowan's men, is to just attack at will and just try and get their noses back in front and just keep going.
Well, the very body language on the Brackley bench tells you everything. Tells you everything really. It's very sombre and subdued at the moment. They will pick up, but will body blow this for Brackley. Certainly just before half time it appeared to be really full steam ahead for 3 points, and we're back to 3-3. Ball in the hands of Robson, the Alfreton keeper. Sets his side underway with captain Dwayne Wiley out towards man Jake Day, and then Alfreton just play the ball rather carelessly out of play for a Brackley throw. My goodness, you can only reflect on how fortunes change in this game. They're so precious as a goal, and well, we've just seen how precious it is losing your goalkeeper, because it has really just changed the complexion of this game completely. But test of character for Brackley. There's a big men out there, need some leadership. Dean under that, pulled back by Jake Day, and that'll be a yellow card, I think, to the Alfreton man.
It will be, and the referee just needs to make sure he keeps a firm grip on this, because Brackley are going to be shouting for everything, and they'll be trying to sort of pressurise the referee a bit. It's only a yellow card, I think. But the referee will need to be pretty strong in situations like this, because how often do you see, dare I say, a referee looking to potentially level things up, and he just needs to be on his game as well. No fault, no blame attached to the referee. I don't think, from we don't get to see replays, but I don't think he had an awful lot of opportunity. There was nobody that we've spoken to at half time that thought it was a howler from the referee, so it's one of those ones where I think you just have to accept that it was a red card and just try and put it behind you.
Well, look, Dean is down here, and he's not a player who you expect to see on the ground. He was pulled down by Day, and he's looking a little bit dazed, is Dean, and very gingerly feeling his jaw, I think.
Yeah, he certainly had a whack, hasn't he?
Feels that he perhaps got an elbow in the face, and that perhaps explains the reaction from a fair few of the Brackley players, who felt quite incensed at that challenge. And I'm not sure the referee hasn't got that right, but he won't have to go off for treatment, Dean, because Well, because the yellow card was given. And I believe that in that situation the player doesn't need to go off after treatment.
You're right, but the referee is telling Gazdeen to go off, and now Gazdeen is saying to the referee, I don't have to go off, because you're right, Tim. The yellow card was given, it was a head injury as well, and this is a little bit ridiculous from the referee, because Gazdeen shouldn't be asked to leave the field.
The referee's got this one wrong.
100%. If you get a yellow card, you do not send the player off to come back on again. This is a bit of a mistake from the referee, and he and Gazdeen coming in for a little bit of stick from the home supporters, which is extremely harsh, because he did get a whack in the face, and that's the ridiculousness of it there, Tim, because he literally goes straight off the field and back on again, and now there's a bit of a tussle between Dean and an Alfreton man, and I think you're right, he got that one wrong, Tim.
Yeah, absolutely. I checked that rule myself just the other week, because we were surprised that a player wasn't made to go off for treatment. And, well, certainly a feisty atmosphere out there now.
Referee Mr. Chadwick just needs to take a bit of a blow, I think, just calm himself down a little bit, because in the heat of battle you can feel under the pressure, and as you know, Tim, I've said this before, I used to referee, and you can feel that pressure, but he just needs to just take a blow himself and just get a grip back on this game.
Well, look, we're back underway with the throw-in, and
Give up him, man! Now you're looking to spill it!
it's the ball with Alfreton on the right. Things becoming a little bit heated here on the bench. Ball played in diagonally up towards Day. That's the clear tactic, and why wouldn't Alfreton play that way? And the ball with Griffin. Foul on Tyler Little as was Whitehouse just backing into Little. Ball played up the line. One for Connor Hall to chase.
Inside Morgan!
Again, perhaps just settling back a little bit into a little bit of a pattern after a really dramatic and feisty opening to this second half. And here's another chance for Alfreton. Excellent tackle by Ricardo Calder. Excellent tackle.
Well, the crowd are going at Ricardo Calder here, but there was no foul. It was a really good tackle. Then he was caught by the trailing leg. He's genuinely injured there. Yeah. Nothing serious.
Very silly reaction from some people around us. Don't think the physio's needed, but he does need some time to just gather himself after that very fierce challenge. And he's okay, Ricardo Calder. It was an excellent covering tackle.
It was.
Because Alfreton man had a chance to be through on goal. So goal referee will drop the ball here for the goalkeeper.
It's getting feisty in the stand as well as out on the field of play at the moment.
Certainly the temperature has risen here in Derbyshire, let us say. Not the biggest crowd of the season here, but what there is gathered behind George Carline's goal, and certainly doing everything they can to put the standing keeper under whatever pressure they can. And Griffin comes across, lays it back to Carline, who's certainly seen plenty of action. His clearance picked up, and it's all Alfreton at the moment coming forward. Dean gets his head to that one. And now Connor Hall, but unable to gain possession. Brackley, the ball just going back to Alfreton. Brackley struggling to gain any possession so far in this half, and of course that just increases the pressure on the defence. The ball on the halfway line. 11 and a half minutes played here. It's 3-3. It's a game of high drama, so much incident. Ball played into the edge of the penalty area. Calder gets up well for Brackley and heads it clear, but only as far as Max Hunt, and he's going to rot late into the edge of the penalty area. and that's Waldock. Cross comes in, and George Carline punches, gets the ball away. A lot of ribbing going on from the crowd behind him, as you'd expect. And now Whitehouse up against Little. Cross comes in, and the Alfreton player comes steaming in, gets a shot in, but it's it's way off target, and it'll be a goal kick for Brackley, and just a chance to try and steady things down here.
Do you want to have a little wager of the full-time score in this one, Tim? Anybody's guessing.
Well, it could be anything. I do feel that Brackley will regain some composure and mount a couple of attacks, and you wouldn't put it past Brackley getting a fourth. At the same time, there's a long way to go in this half for George Carline to keep his goal intact, you have to say. But Dean is out there organising his troops. Firm header comes in from Alfreton keeper, Alfreton defender, and it's back in the hands of Carline.
There's nothing wrong with his distribution, Carline, is there? He's kicking well at least, so that's a
good
positive.
Kick, yes, certainly, up towards Connor Hall. Now Byrne. Now Brackley need a little bit of leadership and composure from him on the ball. Roberts fouled.
Here's a good chance.
So perhaps 10 yards outside the penalty area, just to the left, an opportunity for Brackley to both relieve a little bit of pressure on their goal and perhaps have a shot at goal as well. Bates and Byrne and Little and Roberts are all over the ball here. I couldn't tell you who's going to take it. There's just that man Billy Whitehouse up on the halfway line, and he's got Little now, who's retreated, and Calder supervising the breakaway. Bates, Byrne or Roberts will be taking this. It's Bates fires it in and comes off a defender in the wall for a Brackley corner. First corner of the second half to either team. We've just got this evening's attendance, 327. Well, possibly slightly on the high side, but anyway, it's a fine evening to be watching football. As the ball is retrieved, Alfie Bates has to go into the crowd to get the ball back, and it'll be a corner to come in from the left. Bates right-footed. Brackley still got plenty of men in the box. Byrne comes short, changes the angle for Bates, gets a deflection, and Byrne picks up the loose ball, slides in, and now Dean steps in, and now Lowe on the right up against two defenders, goes past his man but just slightly overplays it and is out for a goal kick. And I think Brackley are lining up the first substitute here, and I think it's going to be a first appearance for 2 months of Zach Lilly.
That's good news for me, because I'll get it right now because he's coming on. I'm just looking through some of the comments around the red card on your X feed, on Brackley's X feed, Tim, and everybody's, presumably those that are here, are saying it was a 100% red card. So no issues from the supporters on this occasion. Yeah. I think when Donna was sent off a few weeks ago, there was a few question marks over whether it was a red card, but I think we can put that one to bed, that it, people do think it was.
So young Jake Griffin comes off. He's let nobody down and replaced by the experienced Zach Lilly. So like for like, but brings more experience onto the pitch as Brackley look to manage this game, manage this really difficult situation. And it's a goal kick to be taken by Robson in the goal for Alfreton. Right-footed up over the halfway line. Dean up against Day in one heck of a battle this evening, and that will continue. Dean given as good as he gets, but the physical stature of Day makes it a real challenge. Free kick against the Brackley defender. It's a slight late challenge, so it's a free kick. 15 yards outside the penalty area, just to the right. Danger for Brackley. You're tempted to say, if you're Alfreton, have a shot on goal from here and perhaps try and pick up pick up the seconds. It's certainly within shooting range, you'd say, Kieran.
Yeah.
Kicking downhill.
I think you're right. I think they're going to try and test Carline here and pick up perhaps the rebound if Carline parries this. As I say, it's about 10-15 yards outside the penalty area, but this is going to be danger.
It's a free kick. Ball does its job. Poor free kick in the end. And chance for Connor Hall to try and get on that loose ball, but defenders quickly to the ball, and it's back with the keeper Robson. And Dwayne Wiley, the captain, comes short and then just lays it back to Robson, who now 20 yards out of his goal, lays it up, and Carline bowls the ball out to Lowe with some green grass ahead of him, stretches his legs over the halfway line. He's got Bates ahead of him, and sliding tackle by Perrott concedes the throw in to Brackley just in front of the Alfreton bench, just sort of 10 yards inside the Alfreton half.
You're listening to BBC Radio Oxford on BBC Sounds on the BBC Sport website and app. Alfreton 3, Brackley Town 3, 10-man Brackley Town 3. In the Oxford Senior Cup, Oxford City still trailing Clanfield by a goal to nil in the quarter-final. In the Championship, Plymouth 0, Oxford United 1. And that's on 95.2 Freeview, channel 714, and on your DAB digital radios.
So Ricardo Calder just allows the ball to run out of play for a Brackley throw midway inside their half on the left wing. And you feel that Brackley, I wouldn't say they've weathered a storm, but having conceded so early in the second half, there was a little wobble there. And well, what are we? We're 19 minutes into the second half, so Brackley hanging on to a point here at the moment, and with the experienced Zach Lilly on the field, interesting to see how these next few minutes play out.
Spoke a bit too soon at Home Park. Plymouth have equalised in that Championship game. Plymouth 1, Oxford United 1. Al Hadj with the equaliser for the Pilgrims.
So ball back on the halfway line with Alfreton, and Perrott up towards Day, gets a flick on, but Roberts is there. And the ball back on the halfway line with Alfreton and the captain, Wiley. Poor ball cut out by Byrne. He decides to go all the way back to Carline. And his clearance cut out on the halfway line, and back come Alfreton. Chance to get the ball in. Excellent cross comes in, and Carline takes cleanly, and that'll do the power of good for the standing keeper's confidence. Saw the ball all the way, came out and confidently took it in the air two-handed, and then waves his players forward and kicks from his hand up over the halfway line. So more familiar look to the Brackley back line with Zach Lilly there next to Dean, and it is Dean who plays it up to the halfway line towards Connor Hall, and ball out of play for a throw-in directly in front of our commentary position. Alfreton Town 3, Brackley Town 3. It's Tyler Little with the throw. Brackley still struggling here to really get hold of the ball. Really mounted any pressure yet in the second half on Robson's goal. But equally, they've defended well. Just conceded that goal so soon after the restart. Excellent tackle by Zach Lilly. Lilly is back.
That was a cruncher, wasn't it? Absolutely terrific. It's gone the other end of the pitch from that tackle. Terrific challenge from Zach Lilly.
And I think Brackley are readying a second substitute here, as long diagonal ball comes in, and Dean gets up to it, but the loose ball falls to Lund, and Alfreton spread it out to the right and back to Lund, looking to work an angle for the cross, but they're forced back to the halfway line of Alfreton. And they come forward again, out onto the right wing, and now the cross will come in. And here's a chance. that's blocked, and good defensive work by Brackley, but last-ditch defending. Shot comes in, it's not too far away, probably a yard or so, just to the right of Carline's right-hand post, and Brackley breathe again.
We'll say George Carline knew that was going out of play and just let it drift harmlessly wide. Let's say that. Another substitution has been ready. It's going to be Donowa coming on. Justin Donowa, just coming back from suspension himself, of course. Not sure who's coming off at the moment. Tim, are you?
We'll see who's off. So we're waiting to see who Donowa will be replacing.
Okay, it's Connor Hall, I think.
And it's Connor Hall is coming off, so bringing off the out-and-out striker and bringing on Donowa. So fresh legs, and this is an opportune moment for me to hand over commentary to Kieran Bushnell.
Yeah, Connor Hall gets a high five from his manager Gav Cowan, and he's really put himself about again tonight. I do love watching Connor Hall play. He's 100% man all the time. Brackley 3-3 here at the Impact Arena. Alfreton were 3-1 down before that red card, and 2 goals just either side of half time have brought Alfreton level, and Brackley at the moment are hanging on, but they have managed to ride out a bit of a storm. But Alfreton are on the attack again. Square pass across from Billy Whitehouse, ball into the box. It's going to go over everybody's head, I think, but headed back across goal though by Jake Day. Alfreton recycle the ball with Lund out to the left hand side to Nathan Newell. Newell with a cross in, that's going to test Carline, who just about grabs hold of it at the second attempt. A little spill. I think Gavin Cowan just had a few kittens there as he claimed that cross, but he did clutch it at the second attempt, and George Carline's not going to be in any great hurry to take this. He'll take as long as he possibly can, and then he'll clear it right-footed over the halfway line, looking for the on-running Matt Lowe, and out of play over on the far side for another Alfreton Town throw just inside the Brackley half of the field. Gavin Cowan can't believe it was given that way. It's
well, I think if Brackley were able to hold out here to 3-3, I think it's clear who the man of the match would be.
Yes, absolutely.
And he's done well, Carline, the last few minutes. He's settled, dealt with a couple of crosses, but your heart's in your mouth every time the ball goes into that penalty area.
I think, like you said there, that claim he took a few minutes ago might have given him a little bit of confidence, but then he just almost spilt one. But he's doing as best he can under the circumstances. He's got a back line of 5 defending him at the moment. Good bit of skill there from Shane Byrne, and finds Alfie Bates, who's tripped just on the centre circle by Harrison Perrott, and it's going to be a free kick to Brackley, and another opportunity for Gavin Cowan's men to pump this ball forward to try and look for a 4th goal themselves. And you wouldn't bet against that. You really wouldn't, as you said earlier, Tim. You know, if they can catch them on the counter, you wouldn't bet against it. It's going to be George Carline will take this.
And the substitution of bringing on Justin Donowa, it makes absolute sense. Fresh legs, that's what Brackley need, and Connor Hall's more than played his part. He's done his bit, and still gives Brackley those options up front, with Donowa also an extra man in midfield where he's needed. So astute management, good substitution. He'd understand that one.
Alfreton just warming up a couple of subs as well in front of us. But, so far no move, but we're going to see one shortly. I think there's going to be a substitution, and it looks like it's going to be Jerry McDonough coming on. We'll let you know who he's replacing shortly, but it's a goal kick to Alfreton, and Brackley just regaining their shape, and they've got a flat back 4 and 3 in front of them, and then the lone sort of striker, but they are holding on at the moment. We are 26 minutes into the second half. Alfreton 3, Brackley Town 3 on BBC Sounds, on BBC Radio Oxford, and on your BBC Sport website and app. anybody's guess how this game is going to finish, because Alfreton are on the prowl again. Ball into the penalty area towards Jake Day, but hooked clear really well there, and all the way up to midway inside the Alfreton half. But they're going to recycle this again with a sprayed crossfield ball looking for Nathan Newell. Newell wins the ball in the air. Really good defending again from Gaz Dean, who just clears it any way he can. But once again, Alfreton will pick up the loose ball, and it's with Adam Lund just in front of our commentary position. Lund, little ball up the field, out to Newell on this left flank. Newell back to Lund again. Adam Lund will drive this forward towards goal, headed away well there again by Lilly, and then a shot from distance over the bar, and there will now be this substitution for Alfreton Town, and it will be Billy Whitehouse making way for Jerry McDonough. Jerry McDonough, quite a big presence, big tall man.
Yeah, I think we can see what that one's about.
They're going to be launching balls into the box and looking for him as a bit of a target man, I would suggest, just from looking at the size of Jerry McDonough.
3 really big strikers on now, really imposing presence.
Absolutely.
That challenge for Carline and his Brackley defenders.
Carline clears the ball with the goal kick, and that's going to be cleared out of the ground over the stand, and a throw into Brackley Town just inside their own half of the field, and Tyler Little will take this throw in. Again, not in any drastic hurry to take it. I think if you were to offer Gav Cowan a 3-3 draw now, he'd snap your hand off, without a doubt. Gaz Dean heads the ball forward, looking for Matt Lowe. Donowa and Lowe closing down the Alfreton defender, and out of play for an Alfreton Town throw. Deep inside their own territory though. Good work that from Donowa to really hustle and bustle the Alfreton defender. Another aerial challenge won by, I don't need to say, Gaz Dean. He seems to win probably 99% of the aerial challenges. Gaz Dean will win them. He's a terrific player. I really can't sing his praises high enough. In comes the throw from Lund towards the edge of the penalty area, headed away, picked up by Liam Waldock. Waldock out to Clackstone on the right side, back to Clackstone again on the wing. A ball into the box. This is a tester for Carline, who opts to punch and gets a good fist to the ball, but it's going to be picked up by Nathan Newell on this left side. He's going to get another cross in. Another challenge there for Carline, but defended well this time, but back though with Alfreton again. Brackley under immense pressure at the moment, into the penalty area, looking for the substitute McDonough. Great tackle there from Alfie Bates, an appeal for a foul. There was not a foul there. That was a terrific tackle from Alfie Bates, and then George Carline slides in to smother the ball. They're crying for a foul behind the goal, but that was a terrific challenge from Alfie Bates right at the moment he needed
put his
it.
body on the line, and referee again got that right, and he's under a lot of pressure here. The referee needs to stay strong. We're at a half-hour mark, 15 minutes to play. Brackley, you have to say, have stood up to this challenge well, and there may yet be a sting in this game if Brackley can perhaps mount an attack. You feel there's still a goal in it for this away side.
I think there's certainly a goal in it somewhere. Let's hope it goes to the team in yellow. Foul there given away by Shane Byrne on the halfway line as he bundles down Liam Waldock. No real complaints there. And it'll be a free kick to the home side, and Nathan Newell trots over to take this, and we know where this is going. It's going to be going in towards those big target men. Adam Lund is up there as well, but the substitute Jerry McDonough, he must be all of 6'5", I would say, an absolute man mountain, and this is where this is going. Left arm in the air. In fact, he plays it shorter. Back to Newell again. Newell looking to get the ball into the box towards McDonough, but in fact it goes to Abbey. Abbey's ball deflected and picked up by Zach Lilly. Donowa hooks the ball clear up over the halfway line, and Alfie Bates will look to put some pressure on the Alfreton goalkeeper here, who clears the ball right-footed over the halfway line. Brilliant header again there from Zach Lilly, who's, as you said earlier, he's definitely back, because that was another towering header. Really good physical presence at the back there. And when you've got Zach Lilly and Gaz Dean there as your two centre-halves. They're protecting George Carline as best they possibly can in this game. We have got 14 minutes to go plus stoppage time. Alfreton 3, Brackley Town 3 in Derbyshire at the Impact Arena. Will any Brackley player be able to make an impact on this game? Donovan, a good bit of skill. Races up towards the halfway line, but loses out to Nathan Newell. Adam Lund picks up the ball and a little square pass across to the other centre half, Dwayne Wiley. Over on the far touchline, ball in towards Jake Day, and that's going to be a foul. Jake Day bundling down Gaz Dean, who he's a man on a mission, isn't he? Goodness me.
He's absolutely pumped up.
Fired
Dean,
up.
After that previous foul. Really pumped up, and as you say, doing a great job for his team. He now marches forward. He means business.
He does, and you can always tell when somebody's having a good game when they upset the home crowd. And he won that free kick and then got another mouthful from a spectator away to our right. Lilly loses out in aerial tussle this time. Adam Lund in the centre circle finds Liam Waldock. Waldock out to Abbey. Tall presence of Jez Abbey. Back into Waldock again. Waldock out to the right hand side, and there's going to be a cross coming in again for Carline to deal with. That's a really good take from Carline. What were we worried about? That was a terrific claim there from George Carline. He's touch wood, he's building a bit of confidence, because that was a really good grab, because there was under pressure there, wasn't he? Because there were two Alfreton players putting the pressure on him, but he just plucked that out of the air like an old pro.
He's even playing to the gallery there, winding up the crowd behind the goal.
Yeah. So maybe he's enjoying himself a little bit now. I bet he probably is in some ways, although he'd probably rather they were 3 or 4-0 up doing this. But yeah, really good. It's with Harrison Perrett. Lund just opens his legs and brings it over the halfway line. He's going to lay the ball across to Wiley, the captain, the centre half. Hunt out to the right hand side, back to Hunt again, the scorer of the goal at the start of the second half, which pulled Alfreton level. Abbey looking to get the ball in. Good block from Donovan defending back there, and it's going to be a throw in, and it's going to be a throw in to Brackley, because that was really good defensive play from Brackley. And we will have another substitution, and it's going to be Jake Day going off, and it's going to be Lewis Salmon coming on. So Jake Day makes way. That's one of the big men gone. Lewis Salmon not quite the presence that Jake Day was. And it's a throw in to Brackley Town, deep inside their own territory. Tyler Little with the ball. He's going to launch the ball up the line, headed up into the air by Newell. Into Perrett. Perrett, little square pass to the right back Claxton, who's advancing forward. A shot from distance, and it's going to go harmlessly wide, and George Carline just watches it pass his post, and he's starting to get his angles right, I think, and starting to maybe lap this up a little bit, because he's done well. He's done well, but there are still 10 minutes to go, and I don't want to tempt too much fate, because
if
it just takes one
Brackley
mistake.
were able to go away from here this evening with a point, it's a valuable point, and a hard-earned point. As you say, we're not there yet by any means, but they're making a really good fist of it.
Abbey wins the ball in the air, and then ball chipped over the top. Gazdean wins that one, and then Lilly closes down well, but Brackley still having to defend. Out to this right side to Alfie Bates, who's just going to hook the ball up the line. Out of play for a Alfreton Town throw. And it's going to be, I think Adam Lund will look to launch this one again, will he? Or is he going to... Yes, he will. For a moment there, he was going to take a short one to Perrett, but he is going to launch this one into the box. No, he's not. He's going to play it short to the substitute, and then back to Adam Lund again. Up into the air. Still not cleared. Now there's a chance here. Good block there from two Brackley defenders. And it's going to be, again, hook clear up towards Matt Lowe, who gets a little bit of a shirt tug from Wiley, but back with the goalkeeper, David Robson, who's going to again launch this forward, all these long balls into the box, which is pretty much Alfreton's game plan. It was before the sending off, and it still is. Just launching long balls towards the penalty area. Abbey over on the right-hand side. Back in field to Max Hunt. Hunt into Perrott. Perrott turns his man, gets the ball away from his feet out to Waldock. Ball into the penalty area. Again, there's a chance here, and that's going to go straight into the arms of the goalkeeper, Carline, who just drops to one knee.
Yeah.
A little shot on the turn, but straight into the grateful arms of George Carline in the Brackley goal, and almost a bit of showboat in there, just dropping to one knee. And
he didn't quite have the confidence to drop fully on the ball as Premier League keepers do, but the one knee would suffice.
I'll tell you what, I totally agree with you. If this does remain 3-3 with the goal he scored as well, there's only one choice for the Brackley man of the match, but we still got 7 minutes to go plus stoppage time, and Abbey is going to advance forward, opening up his legs, finds the substitute McDonough. Again, good defending from Brackley, and a really good defending because it's been played off an Alfreton man, and it's going to be a Brackley Town throw. Quality defending again there from Brackley. They really are, to a man, defending like Trojans here.
Yeah, and that was Morgan Roberts back there doing his job for his team, and played the ball into touch off a Alfreton player to give Brackley this throw in on that far side from our commentary position.
You're listening to BBC Radio Oxford on BBC Sounds and the BBC Sport website and app. Alfreton 3, Brackley Town 3. In the Championship, it's still Plymouth 1, Oxford United 1, going into the dying moments there. That's on 95.2 FM, DAB Digital and Freeview. Shot from Lund, good save, but it's going to be another chance, another terrific save. So Carline made the good save from Lund, and then on the follow-up he spread himself really, really wide and blocked it and gone behind for a corner. Thou shalt not pass. And that could be a real key moment, Tim, because he did spill the first one, but he had the forethought in mind to get up and spread himself.
Yeah, brave goalkeeping as well, and concedes this corner, and there's big men on the line blocking Carline out there.
There is, and in it comes an in-swinger to the back post, and it's cleared up into the air, but it's not cleared properly. Wiley tries to win the header, hooked away, but only as far as Nathan Newell. Back out to the left-hand side to Waldock, back to Newell. Little 1-2 with Waldock. Waldock's going to get this ball into the box. Cleared away by Lilly, but only up as far as Harrison Perrott. All hands to the pump for 10-man Brackley. The ball into the box again, and a header just wide from Jed Abbey. And I thought that was going in, but it's gone wide. And we are into the last 4.5 minutes plus stoppage time. Brackley holding on. They're under intense pressure. How are your nerves, Tim?
Well, that was a great chance for Abbey to put his side ahead. Header from close range. He just mistimed it, headed it into the ground and a foot or so wide when the goal really was gaping. Let off there for Brackley. 4.5 minutes to play here, plus added time.
I don't think Gavin Cowan will want to see too many minutes on that board when it goes up. We will probably see the customary 5, I guess, we normally do with all the substitutions and stoppages. Throw into Brackley. Tyler Little right in front of us, right in front of Gavin Cowan as well. He's going to launch this one right up the line towards Donowa, who heads the ball up into the air, finding Little. Hooked away up towards McDonough. McDonough goes down under a challenge. Referee's going to give a free kick for that one. And it's going to be a free kick, I think, to Alfreton.
Here for Lilly.
Yeah, he's gone down quite heavily. I think he's going to be okay. Referee just saying he's all right. Doesn't need treatment, just taking a bit of a blow.
Yeah. It's been out for a long time. Zach Lilly, a couple of months now. And The last thing Brackley need to see is Lilly picking up another knock, but I think, as you say, he's okay. Referee just stopped it, just concerned that he was injured.
Yeah, it wasn't a free kick. We restart with a drop ball. Now there's another chance for Alfreton to attack again with the substitute Lewis Salmon down this left flank. Tyler Little just tracking him. Salmon in towards the penalty area. He's got an option behind him and he finds him in Harrison Perrott. Back in field to Nathan Newell. Newell to Max Hunt. Hunt lays the ball through to Abbey, who stays on his feet into the box. That's going to be cleared away, and really good defending to stop the corner, and it's a throw into Alfreton. I mean, it's almost as good as a corner when Adam Lund goes across. We are 2.5 minutes to go plus stoppage time. Still Alfreton 3, Brackley Town 3 here at the Impact Arena. This is going to be another one of those enormous throws. The big men, Max Hunt's up there, as is McDonough. The ball heading towards Hunt, headed away behind by Gaz Dean for a Alfreton Town corner. I'll tell you what, Gavin Cowan has probably racked up enough miles to have done a marathon in the second half, pacing up and down the touchline.
To be a manager. But so corner now for Brackley to defend.
It's going to be an outswinger this time. Again, the big men just hassling George Carline in the Brackley goal. Headed towards goal, up into the air, not cleared. It's still not cleared into the edge of the box. Terrific challenge again. Brackley still haven't managed to clear it. It's now with Newell. Newell gets the ball across to the back post. All hands to the pump and drilled over the bar. And again, Brackley can breathe a little sigh of relief. The ball, surprise, surprise, comes back very quickly from behind the goal.
I think we're going to have 5 minutes of added time, and probably about right. Gaz Dean was down getting treatment for a couple of minutes, and we've had 3 substitutions. So
it's always 5, isn't it? It's always 5.
Yeah.
That'll be the longest 5 minutes of Gavin Cowan's season so far, I think. And probably
to
George.
Go plus added time, and if there's any justice in this world, Brackley will hang on here.
Well, they have been terrific. Can they do better than hang on? Because they've now got an opportunity themselves. Donoghue into the box. Ball across the face of goal. And it's a goal to Brackley Town! That is unbelievable! Against the run of play. And I think it's Matt Lowe at the back post. What a terrific fight back from Brackley. The ball across from Donoghue. And I think it was Matt Lowe at the back post, Tim. And it's Alfreton Town 3, Brackley Town 4. Unbelievable.
Only this game of football provides this sort of drama. Unbelievable. We have been saying that Brackley would create a chance with the attacking potential in this side. They've withstood so much in this second half. Miraculously to go into this final minute at 3-3 and now have pulled a potential winner out of the bag. We are now at 45 minutes. We go into the 5 minutes of added time, and you don't feel that this game is yet over. There may be further twists and turns.
I really feel for Gavin Cowan. He is really going through the ringer, isn't he? But what a moment that was. Totally against the run of play. Brackley soaking up pressure throughout the whole of the second half. And then the cross from Donoghue to find Matt Lowe. But it's terrific.
This is time now for maximum focus. 5 minutes of added time.
What a game of football we've witnessed. Still the game goes on though, and Brackley still have defending to do. They'll want to clear this out however possible, and it is from Shane Byrne. He's cleared it up to the halfway line where Dwayne Wiley, the captain, picks up the loose ball. He's going to drive the ball forward looking for Waldock, but headed away again. Max Hunt heads it back in towards Brackley territory. Out to this left hand side to Jed Abbey. Abbey to Newell. Good defending again there from Donoghue. He provided the cross for the goal, and then he's back there defending. Another long throw from Adam Lund. We are into the second minute of the 5 added on. This is going to go in towards that 6-yard box again. In it comes. A big launch throw. Gaz Dean gets a little bit of a head to the ball, and then the ball plucked out of the air by George Carline, and this time he does drop to the floor like a Premier League goalkeeper. He's going to take his time. What a terrific game of football this has been. I'm glad I came, Tim.
Well, we're all glad that you came, because anybody who decided to tune in and listen to this commentary has, we've had just about everything. But can we have the finale, which will be Brackley leaving with the 3 points? 3.5 minutes less now, still to go.
Really good again from Tyler Little there to prevent any opportunity for Abbey. And in fact, it's Brackley finish in the half in the slight ascendancy here, because it's the throw into Brackley, and Tyler Little will slowly, very slowly, wander up to collect the ball. And I know where this is going. This is going to go down towards the corner. Still 3 minutes or 2.5 minutes of the 5 added on to go. Back to the goalkeeper. He's going to have to get this out from his feet quickly, and he will drop it to the floor and he'll launch it forwards. Brackley getting all their numbers back. They lead by 4 goals to 3 at the Impact Arena. In comes the ball towards Abbey. Abbey wins the aerial header this time, but it's going to go to Lilly, who heads the ball over the halfway line. Picked up by Wiley, the captain. Wiley, left-footed ball in towards the box, headed towards Adam Lund. Good challenge from Calder. Cleared away. Picking up is Harrison Perrott, who's going to have acres of space to run into. He turns and drives the ball back towards the penalty area. Again headed away by Brackley. Out of play for another throw. Perrott will take this one quickly to Wiley, the captain. Plenty of space for Wiley right and left. He goes right again to Perrott. Perrott with the ball into the penalty area towards the substitute McDonough. Headed away again and picked up by Abbey. Brackley defending in numbers. 1.5 minutes to go. Newell on this left side. Donowa just tracks him. Newell plays a little neat ball into Waldock. Good defending again, as this time Shane Byrne blocks Abbey's attempted cross. And this will be another Adam Lund throw. We're deep into stoppage time. Alfreton 3, Brackley Town 4. They've got 1 minute to defend. In comes the throw. Headed up into the air. Alfie Bates gets a little toe to the ball, and then it's hacked away by Donowa. Up to the goalkeeper. That looked possibly like a handball. I don't think the assistant referee was looking. That looked like it was on the arm there from the goalkeeper, and he was well out of his goal, but not given. And now Robson, the goalkeeper, virtually in the centre circle. Now there's I tell you what, if Shane Byrne had just thought there for a second, there was an opportunity to set Brackley away.
From the halfway line before, and that's playoff semi-final against Gateshead, but that was a little bit more ambitious. But
it would have
30 seconds less remaining here.
Absolutely. Can they hold on? If they can, it will be a famous, memorable victory for Gavin Cowan's men. Still, they defend. Brackley hanging on for dear life. It's with Newell. Newell out to Wiley. He's got Newell on the overlap. Finds him, Wiley. So Newell then chip the ball into the penalty area to the edge of the box, and it's going to be another opportunity. Pinging around the penalty area, whacked clear again, and we are now deep into the stoppage time, and there's the final whistle. And what a performance, what a result for Brackley Town. 10 men for the whole of the second half, no goalkeeper. They were up against it, and Gavin Cowan has masterminded a terrific victory. The final score here at the Impact Arena, I can't believe I'm saying this, is Alfreton Town 3, Brackley Town 4. What a game. We'll take you back to the Kassam Stadium shortly, but just finally, just a few words from you, Tim. That game had absolutely everything.
It had everything, and it's just good to see the players out there shaking hands. They all know they've taken part in something very special this evening. Brackley went behind very early, a goalkeeping mistake, went 3-1 up, and it looked to be cruising. And then goalkeeper sent off, straight red card. George Carline, it was his